Hello, beautiful souls! Welcome to Telly Bear's Techy Tidbits, your cozy corner for STEM news, hosted by your friendly AI co-hosts. Today, we're going to gently explore something you might have heard whispers about. What happens when our AI friends, well, when they make things up? Now, I know that might sound a little unsettling, but I promise we're going to look at it together in a really calm and curious way. It's all about understanding these new tools so we can use them wisely.
So, let's get cozy and dive right in. First, we'll unpack why AI sometimes gets a little too creative. Then, we're going to look at two real-life stories, one from sunny Australia and another from Canada, to see what this actually looks like out in the world. And we'll wrap up with the most important part, the special role that we humans play in guiding our AI pals.
All right, first things first, let's get to the heart of the matter. It's got a very curious name that you may have heard before, AI hallucinations.
That's a fantastic question. And you know, the short answer is, yeah, sometimes it can. But it's not because it's trying to be tricky or anything like that. The reason why is actually pretty fascinating, and it all comes down to how these systems learn.
So an AI hallucination is basically when an AI confidently tells you something that isn't true. Think of it like a very, very eager student in class. It's always trying to give you the most helpful answer it can, but sometimes in its excitement to help, it might just invent an answer that sounds right instead of saying, I don't know. And as the tech professionals in our sources point out, this isn't some simple bug to be fixed. It's actually a fundamental part of how these tools work right now.
Okay, so let's see what happens when these AI hallucinations pop up in the real world. Our first story takes us all the way to Australia, and it's a perfect example of why having a human friend to double-check an AI's work is so important.
Take a look at this number. We're talking about over 400,000 Australian dollars. That's how much the consulting firm Deloitte was paid to write a really important report for Australia's welfare department. And whenever public money's involved, it's just extra important that the information is totally accurate and trustworthy.
But here's what happened. According to reporting from the Financial Times, when folks at the welfare department read the report, they noticed something, well, strange. The report mentioned experts who didn't actually exist. It even referenced legal cases that had never happened. Deloitte later confirmed that an AI, specifically GPT-4o, had been used to help write parts of it.
Now, the good news here is that once these mistakes were spotted back in August, Deloitte agreed to give back some of the money. It's a general reminder that even with these incredible tools, we still need our human eyes to make sure everything is just right.
Okay, now let's travel over to Canada, where a very similar story unfolded. But this time, it was about a report that would help make really big decisions about healthcare for everyone.
And this project was even bigger. Deloitte was paid $1.6 million for a report for the healthcare plan in Newfoundland and Labrador. Whoa, that is a lot of trust and a huge amount of responsibility. So, reporting from CBC News tells us that this document was supposed to be a roadmap to help solve healthcare staffing shortages. But, just like in the Australian case, it contained what they called incorrect citations, stuff that was likely just made up by an AI. The government has since asked Deloitte to go back and review the whole thing.
Yvette Coffey, who is the president of the Registered Nurses Union, said something that really gets to the heart of it. She said, credibility matters, transparency matters. The public deserves confidence that decisions affecting our healthcare system are built on solid information, not shortcuts. And she's so right. When it comes to something as important as our health, we just need to be able to trust the information.
Now, these two stories might seem a little worrying at first, but they actually teach us something really wonderful. They show us that AI isn't here to replace us, it's here to be our helpful partner, with us as its gentle, thoughtful guide.
You see, AI has a superpower. It can process just massive amounts of data in the blink of an eye. But we humans, we have a superpower too. It's our critical thinking, our ability to check facts, and our sense of what's fair and accurate. We're the ones who bring the heart and the mind to the equation.
And this is where the story gets really, really hopeful, because these aren't stories about why we shouldn't use AI. No way. They're stories about how we can learn to use it with care. We can think of AI as this brilliant helper that gives us a starting point. Then, step 2, we bring in a human expert to review and verify everything. And finally, we're just open and honest about when and how AI was used. That's how we build trust.
So if you remember just one thing from our little chat today, let it be this. AI is an absolutely powerful tool, but it really needs a thoughtful human partner to guide it. And that partner? That's you. That's us. And so, I'll leave you with a gentle question to ponder. As we all start using these tools more and more in our daily lives,
How can each of us be that thoughtful human partner? How can we let AI help us begin, but always add our own special human touch at the end?
It's totally okay if this is new to you, and it's absolutely okay not to understand everything all at once. Just staying curious is more than enough. This has been Tellybear's Techy Tidbits, lovingly powered by AI. Thanks for keeping up with tech in such a thoughtful, grounded way. Have a magical day.